Hello, my lovelies. It's been ages since I've seen you. Here we are again, back with the book. I hope you're feeling well. We miss you. Mr. Burton's just stood there. Say hello, Mr. Burton.
Hello.
See? And we do. We're missing you. We hope you're okay. I hope you're enjoying the stories. We're going to keep going. We're on chapter 9, Inside the Dragon's Tummy. Snilbog sat down to think about what to do. He liked to call himself the thinker, and he knew the chief relied on him to come up with good ideas. Everyone gathered round to see if they could actually hear Snilbog's brain muscle moving. "Stand back, all of you," said Chief Cheesy Feet. "Give him space. Brains need air if they're going to work proper, and you lot sure got plenty of air inside your nuts," he mumbled to himself. It was quite a while before Snilbog finally raised a thoughtful finger and said, "You know, boss, how about me and some of the lads go topside? Maybe something's happened with the lake." Brilliant, thought Chief Cheesy Feet. Even I could have come up with that one. But he nodded, and then with a smile turned and looked at Saggy Pant and Seepage. "Take these two idiots with you before they do any more damage downside." The brothers stood to attention. They were trying not to speak. After they'd lost their teeth in the tunnel, they decided to try using some small stones from the stone room instead. Speech wasn't easy. It was like talking with a mouthful of marbles. 5 minutes later, Snilbog and the two brothers emerged into the evening air, crawled up the slight incline and looked into the bowl where the lake used to be. Saggy Pant's parents had nearly given him the name Trump. And for good reason. He did one now, when he realised what he was looking at. "Well, double my knees! A dragon!" squeaked Snilbog. "And it's a biggie!" But it was too much for the twins. They had already legged it back downside. Stone goblins find comfort in the dark. Snilbog rolled his eyes. "Typical," he muttered. He climbed into the empty lake and, with bold but muddy steps, he made his way slowly towards the dragon. Now, the dragon was a rare female yak-eating dragon. She had spotted the lake whilst out yak hunting and was keen to get rid of a big hairball that was stuck at the back of her throat. If you mostly eat hairy yaks, you really do need a good gargle every now and then. And she had decided to take a break and have a bit of a splash about at the same time. Well, she was enjoying herself so much she started to hum a low rumbling tune, which of course was one of the noises that was upsetting the goblins so much. And she was so busy humming and splashing and gargling, she didn't notice when one of her long curly talons caught on something in the sludge at the bottom of the lake. It was an ancient chain forged by goblins at a time when the mountains were only lumps in the grass. The dragon pulled it free of the sludge, and there, dangling from her talon, was a plug. The next moment, the thick water began to swirl and gurgle and bubble around her. Slowly, the clotted lake disappeared. Dragons can be very slow thinkers, and she was still trying to work out what had happened an hour later when the tide mark of mud around her middle had almost dried. She heard a cough and turned around, irritable and confused. A little goblin was looking up at her. "Oi, Scaly," it said. "Can we have our lake back, please?" Truth be told, Snilbog was quite good at solving problems, but not so good at judging someone's mood. The dragon bent down and swallowed him whole. But goblins are smelly, grubby creatures for good reason. When goblin hair comes into contact with the saliva of any other animal, it stiffens as sharp as needles and oozes a sticky gloop that even a dragon's tummy cannot handle. The dragon belched Snilbog up and out, together with an eggy burp of such horror she shivered and keeled over in a dead faint. Snilbog was covered in the dragon's tummy juices, but very much alive. He sat up and pulled a half-digested carrot from his ear. Even yak-eating dragons know that vegetables are good for you. Then he got to his feet and made his way with slow, sticky saliva steps back underground for a chat with the chief. "So, What you're saying, said Chief Cheesyfeet when Snillbog had explained everything, is that we got a dragon's tail down here with us and a big fat dragon topside in a lake what's got no water. Snillbog appeared to be glazed from head to foot in chewed yak hair, but Chief Cheesyfeet decided not to say anything. That is exactly the situation how I sees it, boss, and no mistake. Then, my question to you is this, said Chief Cheesyfeet carefully. Is there any way of finding out if the tail here and the dragon up there are in any way connected? Snillbog frowned. Eventually his eyes widened and he clicked his fingers. Oh, you mean all joined up like? Oh yeah, you got something there, boss. You know, I bet they are. Right then, said Chief Cheesyfeet in a loud voice. In that case, I want 2 volunteers to go out there and tell that dragon to shove off. Any offers? I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go and want to tell a dragon to shove off. Have a lovely week. I'll see you next Friday. Bye.